Yeah. Y'all know what it is. It's Thursday up in this piece. We are here. Welcome. Look at all the people. Just all the people. Everybody all up in here. Good God.
Y'all ready?
Yes, that's what I like to see.
Y'all are ready.
All right.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Happy daggone Thursday. Because it's the best day of the week.
It is the best day of the week, Charles. Say it again.
It's the best day of the week. Thursday is. I'm trying to tell you what I know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. I am your co-host, Professor Charles, along with my beautiful co-host,
Professor Brittany. Thank you,
Charles. Yes, and we are Dating University, where we discuss the good,
the bad,
and the ugly
of all things dating and relationships.
Absolutely, man. We want to thank y'all so much for taking a little time out this evening to rock out with us live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us right now on Facebook and YouTube. We love y'all so much.
Kisses.
Also, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our podcast listeners whenever you are listening to this broadcast. Man, we love y'all so much.
Y'all, we love y'all.
Y'all have been doing so many big numbers on the podcast tip, man. We love y'all. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep just supporting us. Whatever, everything you can do to just give word of mouth about Dating University. Yo, we love it, man. Brittany, hey baby.
Hi. Charles, I'm on like cloud 2000 right now. How was my day? My day is going great. I've had a great week. Today's a great day. I'm just excited to be here right now.
Yes, indeed. But like we always do at this time, grab your bottles.
I'm already ready.
We're gonna pull up because it's Thursday and this class is in session. Yes, sir.
How was your week, Charles?
Man, better than last. I'm trying to tell you what I know.
Yeah, last week you weren't feeling it. You were not feeling it last week.
No, it was a lot of stuff that was going on, and I was not happy. But we made last week's show amazing. We did a really, really good job.
And we got a red carpet invitation from that. So we're excited to walk the red carpet.
Listen, no, it's the black carpet.
The black carpet. Well, I have my red dress for the black carpet.
Listen, I'm so ready. So ready. so ready. So yes. So tonight, what are we talking about tonight, Brittany?
Whew. We are defining polyamory. And it's different tonight because you know how Professor Charles and I we sit here and we shoot it up. We talk about stuff that we have some expertise in. But tonight, we networked, we reached out, and we are so thankful that we have willing people here to define it for us, to give us insight into what can be such a misunderstood aspect of dating and relationships. And they're just laying it out here. So I'm super excited to have these gorgeous people because they're all so freaking gorgeous, Charles.
Yeah, handsome. With us. And then beautiful and everything. I see y'all. I see why y'all, got a little extra love to give. I see it. I ain't mad at it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say some stuff out my mouth tonight. Don't take no offense.
So we're gonna take this time. Just introduce yourselves briefly, and then we'll get into what we're doing tonight. Is that okay?
Definitely. My name's Alex. I have 1/3 of the Porter family. I do have 2 wives myself. I'm also part of the panel E&M with the rest of these beautiful, lovely people. We do educate, been shared on multiple platforms, sharing our story and trying to just get everybody to know what poly is and seeing it as an option for healthy relationships as well, too.
I love it.
I'm next,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yo, I'm Eddie Ruff, man. Half of Rough Talk. Please call me Ruff. Ruff.
Ruff. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's my actual last name. It ain't just some kinky shit. That's my actual last name.
Sorry, my mind went there. Sorry.
I caught it. I seen how
my eyebrows went up. I'm guilty.
I seen it, but I was, I bring it back.
Thank you.
But I'm a half a rough top. My wife isn't here. She's a beautician, so she's doing hair right now.
Sure.
We have been poly for 6 years. We've been together for 10. We started poly on the second half of our time together. So yeah, I'm also part of the panel E&M, as well as like I said, Rough Talk 247 is our YouTube channel, Instagram, all of that.
Okay, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Miss Ty, you up next, Mama? What you got?
So I'm I'm pretty Ty. What's up, everybody? I am one half of Polysexy Cool, 1/4 of Date Squad, and I'm the only owner of Jemmy Jewels. We specialize in custom jewelry. We do waist beads, crystal jewelry. We're working on lock jewelry now, polyamorous jewelry. So I have my bracelets with all the charms. If I can see it.
Oh man, look at all that.
Beautiful. Oh yeah. I've been working. So if you guys are interested, it's Gemmy, GEMMY_Jules with a Z. But yeah, that's me. I have a podcast with my girlfriend, Ebony, Chocolate Drop, Polysexy Cool. Now we're doing videos every 2 weeks and it's on YouTube. And then Date Squad is just, you guys can follow our journey on being a quad. We just post pictures when we go out. There's nothing crazy on that page, but it's just us. My husband and I have been married for going on 12 years. We've been together for going on 18 years in December. And we decided to be poly because, we've been together since I was like 15. So we've been through everything and back. And then it was just time. Like we opened up our relationships. We had those honest conversations with each other. And we decided that this was a journey that we wanted to be on. And when we met our counterparts, Ebony and Dale, it just kind of clicked. So here we are.
Okay.
Welcome.
I love it. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I'm La. This is John. We are not on the panel or anything, but we're just kind of
two of two.
We're hippies. We're
two of two.
I do have a sex page called Hippie Nymphs. I'm 1/3 of that with two of me and two of my girls. Where we focus on sex positivity, kind of embracing your sexuality as a woman and also as a man, teaching men how to embrace their sexuality as well. So we're glad to be here. We've been poly ever since the beginning of our relationship. We kind of jumped into the journey together. So
feet first.
Yes.
Oh wow! Yeah, there you go.
So it's been quite a journey. We're still in it. We just got engaged last October, so I guess we are doing something right. We date separately for the most part. We have dated together, and right now we are looking for a partner together. So we've kind of learned what we like and what we don't like as far as like our polyamory, how we do it. So again, thanks for having us, and nice to meet you guys.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Welcome.
And last but certainly not least.
Yes.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Shani V, SHANIIV. You can catch me on Instagram, my website.com. I have a Tantra Healing course out right now to focus on healing those chakras. And I own a spa in Sunrise, Florida. So,
beautiful.
Yes, get at me.
Man, look at us. We are Dayton University. We are intercontinental. You understand? We are reaching out across the land, man. We welcome y'all so much. Thank y'all for spending some time and coming on and not only just sharing your story, but educating.
Yes.
That's one half of what Dayton University is about. We're about educating, the masses. The other part is we have ratchet fun. It is what it is.
That part.
So we also, you know what I'm saying, we're responsible. We're also going to make sure we definitely have fun, man. We really appreciate y'all coming on. Look, we're not going to spend too much more time because we gotta get to it. Brittany, let's go.
Before we get into it, if you're watching, like, share.
Absolutely.
Share. So now that we've gotten that out the way, let's get started. So we want to highlight each of you for at least 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll go in the same order. Tell us your definition of what polyamory is. Tell us your journey, how you started, and where you are today.
Apologies, I was trying to unmute. So my name's Alex Porter, from Porter family. Polyamory to me is basically what the definition actually is. Poly, many, amory, loves, many loves, having many multiple relationships, loving relationships in the day, right? My story is not the dream poly story. My story is not the best of stories. My actual poly journey started with infidelity. And yeah.
Come on now. I mean, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Let's go.
I love it.
Hey, I told you I'm open book. You book. I mean, my story's everywhere. So it started with infidelity. We were going through, like, at that point of our relationship, my marriage, we were married for 17 years at that point. And things weren't at its best, but I'm not gonna put no fault. It's my fault off whatever, bad communicator, really being selfish in life with my choices, what I wanted to do. And yeah, I found myself, I didn't find myself, I put myself in a position where I was now had a mistress and a wife. And then from that point, right, my wife also started doing, tit for tat, right? You go down that journey. And we had hit a point to where we both found ourselves, okay, what are we doing here? We can't keep hurting each other and damaging each other and putting ourselves in, complex situations. What do you want to do? She asked me how I felt about the woman I was speaking to. I kept it thorough. I was like, I love her. I still loved my wife. I wasn't connected to her at that point, but I still loved my wife too as well. And I didn't want to let go of either woman. My wife, we had that discussion. She was like, okay, well, my wife was interested in women too. She was like, let's go down that route. Understanding she had the option to leave, tell me, yo, fuck this, I'm not going to deal with it, and I'm going to exit out myself, or any which way, right? She's a grown woman. She could do whatever. She chose that way to go ahead and say, yo, before we disassemble the family, let's go ahead and see what this is to expand the family. We did not know what poly was at that point. We did not know. So when they asked me to meet, she told me that she wanted to meet her. Of course, I had to call her. Chantel was like, yo, she wants to meet. We set that whole thing up. I ain't gonna lie, I was a nervous wreck. You know what I mean? I'm bringing, you don't know what's gonna happen. I'm bringing my wife to meet my mistress. At the end of the day, you don't know if it's
bold, crazy, bold.
Sweat, the sweat from the back of my head going down the back of my. It was crazy, right? But I had kept so much transparency with both of them after I was caught, and I never downplayed anybody. You know what I mean? I never sat there and told Chantel, well, I'm cheating on my wife because she ain't shit or nothing like that. I would tell her I love her. And my wife, I'll tell her I love Chantel too. So they already kind of knew about each other. So when they met each other, it wasn't really too much tension. It was just more, let me get some clarity behind things. And at that point, we went from one bar to drove out of town. The same night, the first night meeting, we drove out of town with each other, linked up, like we had a party. And then from that point, like, they started talking more, and then my wife actually moved in, Chantel, before I did. Wow. She was like, you always here at the house, pull up and let's do this. And during that process, we did not know it was still poly. I was very unfamiliar with it. I thought I was just a man with two women that lucked the fuck up. I was like, shit, I'm winning. The fuck?
And it's so crazy. I think a lot of guys probably had that same kind of thought, like, in going in initially.
Yeah, I'm like, this is dope, and we all getting along. This is crazy. So, yeah, it started off just like that. Now it still had its challenges because regardless, I still had to heal, and we still had to fix our relationship. Poly did not fix, what me and my wife had to fix ourselves. We still had to heal. We still had to go have those tough discussions and find out what we wanted to do. It kind of made our situation more challenging, and it's kind of dope that we're still at this point. We pushed through a lot though. But it was when I found the Ruffs, Eddie and his wife, they were already making videos about poly. And then that kind of set the tone for me to, okay, I know what I'm doing now. Now let me go find this more information and find out what we're doing and these challenges we may come across. And that kind of set us on the right tone to actually help and build and connect with each other at the end of the day. That's how my journey started.
Got it.
Story, but we still together. I got 2 kids with my first wife, one newborn with my second wife. And we still thugging, pushing against the challenges, not against each other.
Okay, all right. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right, man. Ruff, what it do, homie?
What's going on, man? Shit. This is the part that I really don't like because I gotta remember the shit that how we started. We started out as my wife wanted to see me with another woman. That's how it all started. I didn't take it serious at first because the only time she said something was when we was fucking. That's it. The only time she said something. So I ignored
the endorphins hit different.
I didn't answer. I didn't say anything. I just kept stroking. You know what I'm saying? I just kept stroking. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say no yes or no because I felt like it was a trap.
Because she's smart.
Right. So I felt like it was a trap. So I wasn't finna fall into that trap. But we finally had the conversation with our clothes on, watching TV. And that was something that she said that she wanted to see. So I was like, cool, let's do it. I think we've kind of done all of it. We tried swinging. In the beginning, we tried to do the whole open relationship thing. We did threesomes. We still have threesomes every once in a while. But it kind of evolved into wanting more of a connection, not just the sexual aspect of things. And I was the one that brought that forth. I think we was together 5 years at this point, and so I was with it. I've been married before. My first marriage ended was full of fucking infidelity. Not on my part, on my ex's part. So kind of I've been poly without knowing that I was poly. So actually like having that upfront and honest conversation with my wife, like this is something that we both want to do. I don't want to just be out here fucking. I mean, it's cool, but I kind of want more than just that. So we opened the door for us to be able to date and get to know people, and we had all these stupid fucking rules in the beginning. Had a curfew, couldn't spend X amount of money, and it was a bunch of dumb shit. It was stupid. But the more that we grew together, and I've been in therapy to deal with my my insecurities and things like that, because being poly doesn't cure that shit. If anything, it's gonna bring all that shit out.
Come on with the healing.
And
wow.
I don't have an issue talking about that because it's definitely been a journey. And where I am today is because of the work that I've put in to get here. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't get insecure and jealous, because hell yeah, I do. I still do. That's my dog. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna feel some type of way. But it don't last long. You know what I'm saying? It's I have it under control at this point.
Okay.
A lot of people like to say that they don't get jealous, but I feel like that's a lie. I feel like everybody gets jealous. It's just how you handle that jealousy.
Sure.
Yeah, because that's definitely been
jealousy.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my questions, and I'm definitely gonna circle back to everybody else on the panel about that. But yeah, I like that.
So we don't date together. We identify as solo poly. We define our poly as the ability to make meaningful connections, whether those connections are physical, mental, spiritual, whatever. We have the freedom to make those connections. And a lot of my poly relationships are platonic, like with Ty. That's my nigga. Ty is my dog, and we can sit up and talk on the phone all day, all night in front of her husband. I can talk to her husband. She can talk to Kiera, and ain't no static. So that's I really love that part about being poly. But it's a lot of work, and I'm sure we're gonna get into that. So I'm gonna stop talking.
All right, bad. Okay.
What's up, guys? It's me, Pretty Ty again. And like I said, I'm 1/4 of Day Squad, half of Poly Sexy Cool, owner of Jemmy Jules. And we started, so my husband and I have been together for forever, since I was like 14. I'm 32 now. So we got married when I was like 20. We were really young. So especially being young and dumb, and your parents telling you, just wait a little bit, explore the world. You guys, it's going to be some rough patches if you guys are going this inexperienced. Man, listen, we love each other. We're going to do it. And then, of course, temptation happens, infidelity, it's a lot that happens. And once we got past that and healed from that, I was the one that was just like, you know what, I got another thing I need to tackle, so I'm bisexual. And he was like, oh well, I like girls too, so
I mean, we're just gonna come out and be like, yeah, okay,
right. So for me, you know, when it comes down to infidelity in relationships, I mean, if you can choose to get past that, you can't. But we got past it, and we decided that we wanted to open up a little bit. And at first, it was really just for fun, you know, wanting to find a woman to be in our lives. Not so much poly in a relationship, but we wanted to have fun, like Eddie was saying, threesomes and stuff like that. So people always laugh when I say it. So we swang for a little bit. And then finally we ended up meeting Eb and Dale, and we met them through this app, this group that we were in or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and
we see that. We see Eb in the comments. She going off right now. She's rocking off for y'all.
I can't see the comments. My baby is definitely going off in the
comments. Bay with red hearts. Bay heart. Poly sexy cool.
That's my baby. So we talked online for a while. And then when we met in person, it was just like everything just stopped. Like we just were instantly drawn to each other. It was just crazy. So everybody in the group was just like, no, we wanted y'all. We thought y'all was so fine, but then y'all ended up being this quad. So we were like, oh, sorry. Fast forward, we've been together a year and a half, and we have polysexually cool with me and Ebony, because we didn't know what we were doing. We were just like, we don't know what this is. We love it. So we're just going to start this, talk about poly, because we didn't see anybody who was our age, our color, the same background that we have, with children. So we said, fuck it, we'll start the show. And from there, that's when everybody just in the poly community started reaching out. We wanted to reach out to everybody else to do interviews. So I was so excited. I seen Alex on an interview. It was one of the Fox interviews, and I was like, we gotta meet them. We gotta meet them. We gotta get them on the show. Sure. And they were just like, calm down, groupie. Like, dang, like you really wanted me so much. I was like, no, we gotta meet them. So we pushed hard to get in contact with people and just like throw ourselves out there, because we wanted the education. We didn't want to go into this blind at all.
Sure.
It's been a lot of, I wouldn't say like terrible things, but it's been hurdles. We're learning. It's two married couples. They're dating each other, so it can be a lot sometimes. But we're learning. We're doing the best that we can. As far as like being poly, for me, polyamorous just is what it is. It's multiple loves. We all have the ability to love multiple people. That's something that we know for sure. Whether it be romantically, whether it's platonic, whether it's just people in our lives, period. We know that we have the ability to do that. So I love the fact that we can be honest with each other and say, this is what we want. I want to be with this person. I want to be with that person. Hey, babe, I can see now it says, hey, y'all. And communication. What we had to learn the most was like communicating and really understanding like how you feel, you individually, and then expressing that to your counterpart, and then being receiving of that, and also learning how to be receiving of other people's stuff. There may be some things that my husband likes that I'm just like, I ain't rocking with that, but that's you. Go experience that. Go have fun. I don't have to be there. Same thing with my girlfriend and boyfriend. Like, you guys want to go? That's fine. Sure. Go do that. I don't have to be involved. Like I want people to experience the whatever they want to experience, and for people to experience, the best of my girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and myself. So I just think that poly gives us the grace to do that. And along with platonic relationships, like Eddie is my dog. Like we would go hiking, we would go to the creek, smoke, chill, do what I can call him about anything. Like, and it's not, for some relationships, especially in monogamy, it's like, why is she calling your phone, or what is this, or what is that? No, that's my friend. We'll sit down, all talk junk to each other. I could be on the phone with him 2-3 o'clock in the morning. My husband's sitting right there, and it's no pressure, because we define those relationships as we want. There is no sneaking behind it. There's nothing beautiful like that. So, and then fast forwarding a little bit, I started seeing that there wasn't a lot to represent us, even for jewelry, accessories. So that's why I started Jemmy Jewels. Well, Jemmy Jewels was started just because I wanted to do waist beads and other things. But then as I was venturing out, I'm like, there's nothing to represent poly people. So we started, outsourcing and getting charms made. That's when we came up with the bracelet idea, and we have different charms that have our symbol on it.
Beautiful.
And it's just beautiful. We want to take it even further. We have Poly Sexy Cool with our website is coming soon, with our merch, with our poly t-shirts.
Okay.
I actually don't have one on today. I'm working.
But I'll get one. I'll promote it. I don't care.
Yes, that's
all right. Yeah, we're gonna send you one for sure. So that's just for us. It was really about putting ourselves out there, getting the education, and then allowing that to help us build and grow, and just with each other, within ourselves, with our relationships, with the poly community. Being a part of the panel E&M has just been amazing. So
beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man. That was awesome.
That was.
La and John, what's good, y'all? So, tell us a little bit, like, what got you guys into poly? Now, I know you said in the beginning you guys jumped in
feet first. Okay.
So let's talk about the feet first. Like, who initiated? How did it go? How's your journey been so far?
So we met like 3 times over like a 3-year window, and the third time we met, it was just like love at first sight. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was.
And we have Discord. There we go.
I was trying to. It was love at first fuck. It was love at first fuck, and I mean.
Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Let's talk about the real. Don't give me bullshit.
It was beautiful. I mean, we had just really met for real, and just the energy was just in sync. So we went on this trip with mutual friends, and after that happened, we pretty much talked every day since then. So she was in South Carolina, I was in DC. Damn, what happened?
We were doing long distance for
we were doing long distance.
Year, maybe 2 years.
I remember.
It was like 2 years. Yeah,
maybe like a year and a half, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, we just kind of. We were just inseparable.
I told him, I was like, look, I know you're up there and I'm down here. But if you sleep with somebody or if you're about to, I want to see it.
She did.
And looking back on it, there was a total invasion of privacy. But he did ask most people. Can
you imagine?
I mean,
hey, I know about to say, can I record it for my girl?
Can I pull my phone out with the flash on?
Flash on, you like
flash. See it all. Okay.
I gotta hide some stuff. What are you talking about? Like, what we
got a couple crevices that need some hiding, but okay.
And that helped me because we didn't really know about poly or what we were doing. We just knew that we were connected to each other. And for me to know that he was gonna be with somebody else, it was that that feeling in your stomach where you like, oh God, I don't know what's going on. I know he was this person, but the fact that he was thinking about me, recording it, that made me feel better. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. And then I'm bisexual too. So it's just once we got introduced to the lifestyle, and you can tell them about that story because it was totally random.
Man, look, so we was dating the whole time. We weren't exclusive or anything, but I was dating somebody else. And she was also long distance. So long and short, me and her got together. I think I had went out on a date with somebody who was poly. And she was explaining it to me. And as she was explaining, I'm like, damn, it's a word for that? I thought it was just I didn't know it was a word. Society to try to tell you, if you don't want to settle down with one person, you a hoe or, whatever. I was hoeing. I thought I was hoeing. So I went back and told Lana, I was like, hey, this girl was da 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 da. She was like, oh, well, that's the type of relationship I would want if we was in a relationship. And that just that was the start. So I was talking to this other girl, and she didn't know about La, but La knew about her. And it got to the point where La was like, look, she should know. So I told her, and we didn't talk for a week after that. She won't with it. She won't with it. But after a week, she kind of calmed down and was like, well, you know what? I'll give it a try. So that was interesting.
We first got together. So it was just a lot. Like I said, our journey is crazy.
It was a roller coaster to say the least. But we were together for 2 years, and then we broke up, and now it's just me and La. And yeah, man, we learned so much along the way, man. Like everybody's saying, you got to communicate. You got to
be. We did threesomes.
Yeah, we swang a little bit.
We've dated people. We've had really good relationships,
couples,
triads,
we tried couples, we tried dating a couple.
Yeah, We've done everything.
We done tried a lot, and so now and I think anybody in here who's probably can attest to this. After a while, you kind of have to. You get so caught up in being, poly, you have to come back to each other. You got to get back to the roots, the foundation, what brought y'all together. So, that's pretty much where we are now. Well, I think we're still there, right? We're still there. Because all of this happened, not all of this, but, just the process of getting back to each other started. Like, it's been a rough year for us, too. So, we've had... this pandemic been rough on everybody, but it's been really rough on us. So, just trying to focus on each other. Like I said, we are still open to dating. So that's pretty much our journey.
Okay, man, that's fantastic, man. I'm telling you, I mean, I have so many questions, so many questions.
we have one more. One more, Charles.
Yeah, one more person. Hey.
Hey everyone, my name is Shani Vegan. I am part of the panel E&M. I did not say that the first time, my bad. But my poly journey started off with kind of like Alex's own infidelity, not on my part, but my ex's part. Both of my exes, I am now single, so I am solo poly. So I'm now going to be exploring after a long time, because my ex and I were together for almost 11 years. I was in a poly relationship for 2 years.
Wow.
So it was a good amount of time, but and I've been asked, like, would I do it again? I definitely would, because of the fact that I learned a lot about myself. Being in that relationship, you have to look inward a lot of the time. And unfortunately, like, some scary, some dark times, because when you're with someone singular for like all these years, there's kind of a codependency. You kind of put up with their shit sometimes. Oh wait, here? Yeah, right?
Yes, you can say whatever you want.
yeah, please.
Opportunity. So
wonderful. So like when you're with that person, you really do put up with it a lot, and you don't get to grow as fast, because you're okay, that's who they are. Or I'm okay with that person. They're not like that all the time. But when you get somebody else to come in as well, and they're like, wait a minute, that ain't too right. I'm not really fucking with that. Then you're like, okay, what do I really need to change? What do I really need to work on? Because it's not something that is like out of the blue. I've heard it before, but I kind of brushed it under the rug because I didn't really have to work on it. But now when you're with the person, you have to work on it, because it's two people telling you the same thing. And you're like, damn, maybe I do need to listen to them just a little bit. So a lot of the when you're open and you're willing to learn about yourself, it's not a difficult relationship to be in, but it does bring out some dark truths that you have to look at. Everybody comes from a different area of life and different backgrounds, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But as long as you're growing within yourself, no matter what the relationship is, it's a healthy relationship, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Man.
Ooh.
Man.
Ooh. That was a word.
That was a whole word. That was a word not only just for like poly couples, but for just everybody who is in any type of relationship. I mean, that right there was
because I think the thing I love the most about poly is my personal growth. Like, I feel like if I had stayed in monogamous relationships, I never would have really truly tapped into who I really am. Not even just on a like sexual aspect or relationship, just me as a person, period.
Yeah.
It's a lot that happens with, and when you're not open, because I talked to my friend, she was like, I couldn't see myself being that open to growing as that fast. Some people aren't ready for that. Some people don't want to grow at that speed. It's okay, and that's honestly what happened with mine. When you're looking at yourself and you don't want to grow, and the next person's growing, it doesn't work out. Everybody has to be either growing together or not growing together, because if people are growing at different speeds, it doesn't work.
Okay,
you got to sink or swim, man. You sink or swim for sure. It definitely put that mirror in front of you.
Absolutely.
Every time.
Okay, so before we get to our questions, we want to make sure that our fans are getting their questions in. So we got one from Tiara, and I guess this is going out to the guys. Are your women intimate with each other? anybody can go.
Look, I'm still me personally. I'm still learning about intimacy because intimacy is still also in friendships, from my understanding, is it not? So I mean, depending on the layer. Now, do the women in my relationship are we sexual with do we have sex with each other? Yeah, I mean, we have moments we have sex together. They're not engaged in a relationship because they found out the relationship did not work for them because there's been between bisexual and biromantic. Now, bisexual, I'm sexually attracted to.
Come on now with the breakdown.
Biromantic is I can romantically connect with you. So they couldn't connect romantically. They were putting expectations of what I do for them as a man onto each other. So it was just different. It's a different type of thing, right? But But the crazy thing, right? Because this is a little ratchet too, right? We can get a little ratchet too. I've been asking these questions. I've been doing this debate, so I've been trying to find out, right? Do I get trained? Like, does the male get trained, or is it threesome? What's the difference between a threesome and a train?
Okay,
so
for those who are not.
I'm getting trained.
So for those who are not initiated, we do have a side segment that we do called Dating University After Dark, DU After Dark, where we have these very wild discussions and we don't post them. And that was one of the questions that came up. A lot of the consensus was like, oh, yes, it's a threesome. Me, I'm like, I'm still on the train side. I'm just saying, because like you said, with my opinion, for the threesome, that means all parties together are doing together each other equally.
And so this been the whole in my household, dead ass. Like this is facts. With like last week, we've been having this whole discussion because I was like, yo, I guess either way, what I mean, I'll get trained. I don't care. You want to train me, train me. You know what I mean? And then Eddie, right? So I brought this discussion to Eddie. Eddie was like, well, have you looked at reverse gangbang? So I don't even know if I get reverse gangbang sometimes. But it's people off topic. Not to go too much off topic because I've been drinking. But no, sometimes, it is engagement. It is not. Also, it's alternation. It is what it is. I mean, we have fun and enjoy each other. I'm gonna say that much. We have fun and enjoy each other organically. But yeah, make your relationship in poly however you want. I will always suggest that your relationship is how you want. The balance you want is how you want. Don't let nobody else alter that.
Sure. I like to say when people talk about train versus threesome, it's just like if you said any other derogatory term to anybody else in any other community, any lifestyle, anything. It's just like you calling a black person a nigger. That's how I look at it. It's just like you calling the gay person, gay man, the F word. And for me, it's like a train. We've all been conditioned to say that's what it was because that's what it was when we were younger. Like when we were younger, there's a lot of things that like you're not hearing about us talking about threesomes and things like that or whatever. But for me, I'm like, it's three people doing something. Threesome. Like that's just what it is. For you to say two men and two women is a train, it's like, it doesn't make sense. If you think about it, a train, everybody's going one way. Most likely, if it's a man, if it's two men and a woman, somebody, they either all doing. You guys have seen porn. Y'all know what threesomes look like.
Sure.
But
that's
when it comes down to education, and when you talk about derogatory terms and put people in that box and saying that it just can't happen, it's not possible, you shouldn't do it, women shouldn't do this, women shouldn't do that. So it's okay for men, or to have a threesome, but women doing it and us exploring our bodies in that way, it's you getting a train rental, you getting this, you getting that. So I mean, Eb brought up a good point. She's like, it's just like when people say, making love, having sex versus fucking. It's the term. However you want to look at it, the action doesn't make it any different.
Gotcha.
It is what it is. What it is. It's you have the threesome. It's three people doing something.
Gotcha.
That's it.
She got me pointing to the camera like
that is it.
Either way, I'm for it. I want to make a T-shirt. That's all I want to do. Just let me know what it is. I'm gonna put all of it. I'm for it all. It don't even matter. That's what I'm here for.
Even in being in the quads, like Ebony said, like hell yeah, me and Ty are intimate because that's bae. Like so, yeah, Ebony's my girlfriend, so if we're all together, yes, me and her are intimate. The guys are never intimate, of course. And Ebony, she definitely wants a a train threesome, whatever the hell you want with the two guys, and they're still I don't know what's happening with
I hope
that.
they give it to her because she deserves it. Shit, if you got 2 men,
Right.
more pleasures. Like shit, I want it.
But me,
I want it.
you know,
You
for,
got two
Get
fingers
it,
for
Shorty.
me.
Get it.
That's when
For
you know I'm
me-
really feeling you. When I give
for
you
me
two
on
of
the
these,
for me, it's like I don't really
Woo.
care to do that for the two guys, only because like it's just I'm like all the attention is gonna be on me. That's a lot I got to do. Make sure that I just
I'm here
that's
for
just
it.
for me, and
What's
that's
going
okay.
on?
I'm here for it.
Put
Okay,
it up here for the
I
energy.
love it like that. I love it like I know that's selfish, but I'd be like, yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Hold on, let's
I'm gonna
switch
get
out.
hot.
Violate me. That's what I'm gonna get my t-shirt say. Violate me. Just
Yeah,
violate me.
no, I'm just for me, maybe
Put
in
it
the
on the
future
shirt.
right now, that's not my thing. But there's nothing wrong with that though. And that's the thing. That's what makes it so great, even being poly. She may enjoy one thing and want one thing from the guys, and I may not want that. And that's okay. That doesn't make us me any less or her any more. It's just that's just what it is. You get to pick and choose what you want, and you get to explore your sexual desires and your fantasies with people that you actually care about.
Yes.
Right.
I
That's
agree.
the
I like
thing.
it.
I think
I
that's
like
the
that.
most.
Thank you.
I think that's the most important thing, right? Because when we speak about however you do whatever you do in the bedroom, it also converts. And I don't mean to go off too much off topic, but it also goes into because I talk to women that love to peg their man, and now we say with the situation of that's their pleasure. So does that make them homosexual, or does that say are they still straight? They are dealing with another woman. Homosexuality is dealing with the same gender. So when we dive into these conversations, we got to really make sure we're hitting key notes on certain things. It's just that's your kink, that's your pleasure, then let it be your pleasure.
Yes,
If it's reverse gangbang or train, I'm here for it. You want to take
He
advantage
said,
of me?
"Chugga chugga woo woo."
Yeah.
I know that's right.
I'll win.
All right.
I'll
So
win.
what-
Come on,
Take
Roger
care of
Train.
me. Take care of me.
I think I can. I think I can.
Yes.
Yeah. Shit,
Log,
you
you were saying something. Log, you were saying something.
Oh, lie. You
Wow,
say
you were
something?
saying something?
Huh? Oh, I was
You
just
cutting
saying,
out. Were you saying something?
yeah, I was just saying, when we tell people that we're poly, a lot of times they just equate that with, oh, y'all have sex with women. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just
That's all we
it's
do.
just
We
sex,
just have
you know?
threesomes. That's it. We just have threesomes every day, Monday through
And
Friday.
when we're dating a woman, or like it's literally not all about sex. Like, we wait a very long time before we even have sex a lot of times with someone that we're dating because we want something more than that. Like if you start out that way, a lot of times that's how it's going to be. And I think that that's something that we do try to educate the people around us, the people in our village, about, like, it's not just about the sex. Like that's polyamory is about love, like, connections and connecting with people, and any way that we can do that, like, it doesn't always just have to be about sex. So
That's facts. That's facts. Because poly is more depth about relationships.
Yeah. And so, like, you segue into one of the questions that we have for you all. What's the biggest misconception that people have about poly that just grinds y'all's gears that you want to put to rest today? Like, what do you hear? You're like, another person thinks that, and just put that stuff to rest.
It's all about sex.
Like, I can speak on just us. I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but like for me as a woman, I've heard, oh, were you just doing this because he wants to do it?
It was
not
her
knowing
idea.
that it was my idea.
It was her idea.
Oh, you're just doing this because you want a man and you want to let him do whatever he wants. There's just a lot of misconceptions. I mean, I think for a lot of people who are in that monogamous mindset, it's hard for them to grasp the fact that a woman could be, into this type of thing or into the lifestyle. And I mean, really, I don't think that, like, honestly, I tell you this all the time. Like, I feel like I've been poly ever since I was like in middle school. Middle school is when I could really identify with, like, knowing that I wanted to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend at the same time.
Okay.
I was in middle school, so
I was
to say, like, I'm doing it because of him. Really, he's doing it because of me. So,
and that's not even true. Because honestly, I feel like I've been poly all my life. Like I've never really been in a relationship type because I knew I couldn't be faithful. So I always had women, or more than one at the time, so that wasn't new to me. And when I met her, I think that was like one of the things that we were both kind of scared about taking that next step into a relationship because, we've been hurt so many times where it's just like, I'll just stay by myself. Like when I met her, she told me she was about to be a lesbian. She told me that, and it's funny because I believe her. Like I still believe her to this day. People go through a lot, and when you go through so much trauma, relationship wise, it's just like I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just stay to myself, And found out about poly, and it was just like, well, damn, this is possible. We can do this.
Yeah, I just never felt like I could really be myself in a relationship until I met him and we started to be poly. Like I had always suppressed it. Like I'm not gonna tell this woman that I like men too, or I'm not gonna tell this man that I like women too because I'm gonna lose them. Whereas when we started our journey and we started, realizing that we want to be poly, which is what we know it is now. I felt the most comfortable I've ever felt with anybody or in any relationship just because I could really be myself.
And the irony, and I'm gonna wrap it up my back. I know somebody else got talking. The irony out of all of this is we both felt the way we felt coming into the relationship, but we don't feel like just because we poly, we have to have that other person. Like me, just knowing that I can be myself. I can say, oh, hey, babe, look, she got fat ass, or, hey, babe, what's up with her? And vice versa. It's like, that's big. Like, I don't feel trapped, or I don't feel like I can't be myself. And, like, that's what's important. That's what's important.
Good. That's good stuff. That really is good stuff.
Mr. Ruff, you've been quiet, my brother. I want to hear from you.
Yeah, I was just listening, man. It's cool to let other people talk sometimes because I could be going and going. I could be going and going. I think one of the things that I kind of am tired of is women think that the only thing I'm looking for is sex, or that every interaction that I have with them, like once they find out that I have a wife or something like that, like it automatically turns to, why are you talking to me? Because I like what it was that you posted. Like I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Like I'm not trying to holler at you, not trying to get in your drawers. Like we just having a conversation. I don't even know your name to want to fuck you. So and it's happened on multiple occasions where I'm just having a casual conversation with a woman, and they may go to my page and see pictures of me and my wife or whatever, and one chick actually sent my wife a DM and was like, "Get your husband out my inbox."
Here we go.
I told my wife about the conversation we was having because it wasn't nothing sexual. It was plain conversation. Now, if I'm trying to holler at you, you'll know I'm trying to holler at you.
Okay.
But it ain't like that all the time. Like I'm not always, just like he said, I'm not always looking for somebody else.
Good.
Like for the longest time, I haven't been in a relationship with anybody in a long time. Me and my girlfriend have been going on 2 months now, and that's my second relationship while I'm poly. Not just situationship, not just we just talking and fucking, but like a real relationship.
Sure.
So it's definitely has been a minute because I closed myself off because I needed to do some work on myself before I could even open myself for somebody outside of my relationship. I felt like I needed to do some things for me. Sure. I needed to fix some things to strengthen my primary relationship before I could even consider having another outside relationship, a girlfriend or anything like that. So
man, that is so real. Okay, so everybody, it seems like you all have kind of touched on a couple things. One, an infidelity aspect in a past relationship, and two, a desire to love more than one person since before like the age of I guess consent or what have you. How does that rank in your mind and in your lifestyle of like what drew you more to poly life than to just like, you know what, this person hurt me, or I felt this way and I don't feel like it's been, socially acceptable to just, blurt out and say what's what.
So to be honest, I'll take that one because
Sure.
I felt like for a long time I was, and I just knew that I wanted to do it right, right. So my parents, they've been together for forever too. Two Caribbean people just together, and of course my dad is the Rolling Stones, so he's doing his thing. And I'm growing up, I'm like, why don't you just tell her like you got these girlfriends because you ain't about to not let them. Like, why don't you just tell her? And he's like, are you crazy? But so men have always the biggest thing is going back to even the myths. It's like women don't want to hear that. They don't want you to be honest with them. So whatever she don't know, don't hurt her. And I'm like, I'm watching my mom like hurt. So
sure.
I mean, so for me, I knew like people were saying like it's not acceptable, it's not this, it's not that. I'm like, but it's happening. It's happening. You guys are telling me, the American dream is supposed to be go to school, get married, have kids. You guys live a beautiful life together. But then everyone that we're looking at, the people that are telling us this are miserable. They're being unfaithful to each other. They're being dishonest. The wife can't come tell the husband, this is what I want you to do for me. The husband can't come tell the wife, this is what I want you to do for me. And having these conversations with,
I said they be the loudest ones too.
Loudest ones. Having these conversations with people who are in monogamous relationships and asking them, why do you cheat, or why are you uncomfortable? Why you can't say this? And it's like, well, because my wife don't touch me and she don't talk to me and she don't this and she don't that and she don't this. I love my wife, but at the same time I have needs too. I'm like, okay. Wow. So then you look to the other person like, why are you saying? Because I love him and I know that it's it's just a seat or whatever it is. But I'm like, so in my mind, I'm like, so this is possible. This is the way, for me, I'm like, this is the way we're supposed to be. But the thing that we're lacking is honesty. Nobody's being transparent with each other. Nobody is telling, you have to come to your husband and be like, listen, you ain't doing this right. I need you to do it this way. Okay. Facts. And but we don't want to do that. So we stick and we stay miserable for the longest time because we just can't talk about it. Because our parents are not teaching us, they're saying this is what you have to do. Go on into the world and figure out for yourself. But they're not teaching us how to be, we learn about the birds and the bees, but they're not teaching us how. They're not telling us.
How many times have we stressed that on this show? I mean, like 90 some odd episodes.
Listen, this is the biggest example. If you guys watch that show on Netflix, The Dukes of Bridgerton or whatever it was, she kept looking at her husband. She got married and kept looking at him pulling out, and he would ejaculate. And she was like, "Does it hurt?" And he's like, "What? No, it doesn't hurt." And she went back to her mom because she's like, all this time I thought I couldn't get pregnant, he couldn't give me kids. It's just because he wouldn't ejaculate inside me. You didn't teach me this stuff. So you sent me out into the world and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I can't please my husband. I can't please, because we're taught the way to please your husband is through his stomach. As long as you cook, clean, and you lay down and whatever he tells you to do, you're gonna be all right. But nobody teaches you that. Right. Nobody teaches you what about you. How am I supposed to feel? Like, does this feel good? Is this supposed to feel this way? We just know that we're supposed to be cooking, cleaning, sucking, and fucking, and that's it.
That's it.
What do you complain about? Your bills is paid.
We know our bodies better. We can better be pleased by them because we can show them how we want to be pleased.
Right.
So learn your bodies, ladies, and trust me, you're gonna feel 100 times better because if you can do it, you can definitely show them how to do it, even if they can't do it.
Yes.
So this is why it's so important to have these conversations and be open and honest. Like I tell, play with yourself, figure out what you like and what you don't like. And what people don't understand is, going back to the myth question, like people are just like, oh, you women are just promiscuous. Dale, well, I've been married with my husband for 18 some years. Dale's the second man that I've been with intimately.
Wow.
So people are looking at like, oh, you've been with this person, that person, this person, that person. No, that's not the case. And you just have to, you got to figure out what works for you, your relationship. So if that's what you want to do and you want to be with multiple people, you have to do that, but be honest in your communication, because jealousy does happen. So when your wife comes to you, like, you haven't been spending time with me, or why didn't you take me to do this? And it's like, because you don't like doing that. And she's more fun when we go to do that stuff.
Ooh.
You have to be able to receive that and be like, you know what? You're damn right. I hate going to the damn car show with you. And I know she likes it. Why am I tripping?
Thanks.
Those are
man,
all
we sit up here, man. We man.
And one of the questions that I get a lot is, am I trying to fill a void? I'm not trying to fill a void.
Okay.
But there are also things that, like Ty said, that my wife does not like to do, that she should not be subjected to do it just because I'm scared to ask somebody else to do it. So I'm gonna make her go with me. Nah, I like the artsy shit. Like, let's go to the symphony orchestra, let's go to the fucking museum, all of that. I like that shit. She don't like this shit because she's uncultured as fuck. But anyway,
now you didn't try my boo like that.
that's only because she just got home. So she just got home.
Don't listen to the playback on Spotify. No playback. Don't listen to the playback.
So there's oh god. There's definitely times where she will go with me, but she ain't enjoying the shit.
Wow.
Hey, wife.
Oh, she's pretty too. It's just pretty everywhere.
Come on with it, man. I tell you.
I just wanted to say hey and don't believe nothing that he says.
Oh, okay. All right.
Believe everything.
Believe everything. Right. Alex know what's up. Believe everything. But there's definitely no void. Like, I don't feel like there's a void. But the people that I have in my life, I'm intentional with their energy and their time. Like, if I'm going to spend time with you, if you're going to take time out of your schedule or whatever to spend time with me, I want that shit to be intentional and I want it to be meaningful. Yes, I could be out here fucking, but I don't want to do that shit. Like, this shit is old. This cool. Anybody can catch a nut. Anybody can do that shit.
Facts.
Anybody can do that shit. But after we done fucking, what the fuck are we doing?
Oof.
After we done fucking, what else is there to do?
Yeah,
because if we can't have no conversation, if we don't even like the same type music,
exactly,
ain't no car rides, ain't no smoke sessions, ain't no coming to the house to kick it, because we ain't got nothing in common but sex.
Right.
So you need to keep your keys close to you when you come and fuck. So afterwards you can just leave. And that's a trash attitude to have. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do that shit. If I invite you to my house in my energy where my wife and my daughter live, then that shit has to be meaningful. And the only way
wait a minute. We got a little love session going on real quick. Let me just pop over there. Hey.
He just had to be on camera. He just had to be on camera.
And see, the dope part about this, right? When it comes to Polly, because I had to put our business out here.
I came over here for dinner.
But you know about put our business out here because me and Ed, we've been going through a situation lately. You know what I mean? I had to stay up late for a phone call. She didn't call me. I got in my emotions and I did. Yeah, because they're part of my family. That I mean, we're the dot squad. You know what I mean? I was the other egg, and now I see this shit. I'm gonna text you after this.
I love it. The dot squad. This shit was all the way
live.
Man, I appreciate y'all so much. Man, listen, y'all are bringing such a breath of fresh air. Not only to the show, but just to the ideas of what poly is. It's so many subcultures to it. Like I've heard
it's layered.
Solo poly. I've heard single poly. I mean, it's going to take a minute for me to absorb all of it.
The list goes on.
I think the depths of it, right, and the importance of the education, right. What Eddie was talking about, a lot of people don't practice is non-attachment. I don't need to fill a void. I need to attract to what is organic, going to be best for me, and that's what teaches you a lot of things in poly. Because when you're trying to fulfill, when you're trying to handle and balance multiple relationships, you have to find the flow of things. What I do for my wife, I gotta use names. I hate doing wife one, wife two. That's just I feel like it's disrespect. So what I do for Shalon, I don't do for Chantel. Do I love them as much as each other? Yes, it's equal. It's I love my children equally. I don't have no favoritism over anybody. I understand we have pure connections off different perspectives. What my wife Shalon loves to do, I know she don't. Chantel doesn't love. This is where equality comes in. What do you need from me? How can I fulfill? Understanding your love language, studying my partners at all times to make sure it's fulfilled. When you come into poly is not a solution for any problems. You should have your problems already solved before coming into the situation. And it's not really unlearning love or unlearning a relationship, understanding the relationship and then amplifying it for another individual to come in. It's just different perspectives, right? And a lot of people, this is why I love to use the term non-monogamous, because non-monogamous could put you into the lifestyle, it could put you into different kinks. It makes you understand what works for you guys. It doesn't always have to be poly. I think people find that as an escape of, well, let me say poly because I want another individual. You just want another individual here times for times to play with. Then be a part of the lifestyle. It's still ethical because you have that communication. You understand what you and your partner want to amplify your relationship, and that's cool.
Man,
It has no bother with me. You know what I mean? Maybe you have a kink that your partner doesn't want to do. You know, maybe you have that shot kink, maybe you have that rope kink, maybe you know whatever, and an instructor could come in and tie your girl up or tie you up, whatever you want. But it's to they have that open communication amongst each other, find the flow for you guys of what works for you guys.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always have to be the poly, has to be escape for anything. Find your non-monogamous ways and keep it ethical at the end of the day. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize at the end of the day, because you're going to wake up and find yourself and answer to yourself of what you want, not selling yourself short, but living your truth.
Man, listen. My God.
My boss is here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
man.
wow.
Okay.
What up, y'all?
Party.
Well, we got a party.
Having all fucking cameos and shit.
I'm loving
it.
Where's my
What up, Alex?
What up,
Eddie?
buddy?
What's on here? What's
Live
going on,
John.
y'all?
What up?
Nice.
What's up?
Brittany, Professor Charles.
And
What's up?
this right here is a demonstration of the beauty of poly, right? Because that's my brother. Alex, Ty's husband, that's my brother. Eddie, that's like this right here is my family. This is my tribe.
Yes.
We have platonic connections. I could
love
call, make a couple of jokes with Ty, flirt with Ebony like I just did right now. Call Mrs. Rub, make jokes with her. Call Shanique. It's just a flow of naturality that we understand that we know what we are, who we are, and we live our truth. We don't stop and make ourselves be limited to each other.
Wow.
We all have a connection, and a lot of things in the monogamy. When it comes to monogamy, there's certain limitations you put to yourself to live your truth. You can't sit
You
there.
can't phone till 11 o'clock at night in monogamy with an opposite sex.
It's not happening.
Yeah, it's not
It's not happening. It's no way.
I'm
It's no way. You getting drop kicked. Ain't gonna get off the phone. I'm drop kicking you.
All right.
Any of these women calls, they know. And then my wife might even answer and be like, nah, she belong to me. Like, it's just jokes. It's a natural flow of thing, an organic thing. We don't limit ourselves. It's great to live your truth. It's great to Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I'm sorry, boo. I was just gonna say the other thing is I want you guys to realize is like right now I'm in the middle of working. I work from home, but my family's down here. My parents are here. My sister's here. Like it's their birthday, so it's Dale's birthday first, then my mother, then my sister. So I decided to cook dinner, have everybody just come talk junk. So my parents are here. My parents are down. So we're all about to just sit down, have a good time, laugh and joke, and they know everything that's going on. Like my mother, we went to Houston and hung out with Alex and his wives, and she's like, my mother's hey, she's like, Tasha, who is that? I said, that's my friend Alex. Who is that girl? I said, that's his wife. Who is the other girl? I said, that's his girlfriend. She said, what? Who is that baby for? Because they had the baby there. And I was like, that's his daughter with the girlfriend or second wife or, which Chantel. And she was like, wait, they don't fight? I said, Mom. And I explained the situation, like the whole thing to them. And she was just like, what? And I was like, yeah, we're out here living our best lives. We're not playing. We're not playing no game.
And I love how you guys are. Like, there is a special type of freedom that you all have.
Yeah.
And like Alex was saying, is living in your own truth. And if more people lived in their own truth, there will be less miserable people out here trying to make everybody else miserable because they can't even fathom the idea of being free with themselves.
I honestly feel like if everybody defines love for themselves instead of basing it off of what they saw growing up, what their parents preached to them, what the church preached to them, what their religion preached to them, whatever. When you learn what love is for you. Once I learned what love was for Eddie, then I was able to apply that version of love to my marriage, apply that version of love to me and my girlfriend's relationship, apply that to how I love my daughter, how I love my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like folks think that poly is just like this fuck fest, but it's literally many loves.
I love it.
It's literally many loves. I have the capacity to love many people. it's not going to be the same. The way I love my wife, I don't love my girlfriend the same way. I think that would be fucking weird.
Crazy.
It's two different people.
It's crazy.
My girlfriend's love language is so different from my wife's. So why would I try to talk to her the same way I talk to my wife? That's not gonna work.
And to keep it all the way funky, right? Like, okay, we understand I came from an infidelity situation. That's really an escape at the end of the day. When it comes to monogamy, you're escaping from your situation at home to go and find peace and serenity from the other individual because that's temporary, right, within the situation. And I lived that, right? I lived that while I was escaping my wife and not handling my problems, not communicating, and go finding my peace with the other one. When she would make me mad, I'll go back to my wife. I was like, shit, fuck it, right? I'm gonna find my peace, goddammit. But in this situation,
one of y'all will give you peace.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. But in this situation, now that we're all living, because we all live together, we all live in the same household. When I go try to find my escape to either Shalon or Chantel, they'll be like, "What the fuck you do?" Because I know her now. Like I'm talking to her. What did you? Now I gotta face myself. It changes everything. It alters when everybody has that understanding. We're all together, understanding that we all in a relationship. We are one family. What are we doing now? It turns to me and it puts me in a position where I gotta face myself and look at myself. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, okay, well, shit. But it finds an equal flow, and then, you know, when you have that balance with the equal flow, what really goes on with your relationship amongst each other. It's really, really cool. But there are bad times. I do want to kind of talk a little bit about the bad times. I don't want to overhype
And you're taking us to the segue to where we're going to go, because we want to talk about, because like I said, we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. You've all talked about the good and the benefits and the love fest and all that other stuff. So let's get down to the real nitty gritty. What are the pitfalls, the shit piles? The ugly part.
From a throwable position, what I learned, one of the pitfalls, right, you're taking all the emotion in. And then sometimes, like I was just explaining, when I'm taking one problem from one relationship and I'm trying to express to another relationship, that loyalty to me can also cause a conflict. So if I'm complaining about my wife, what up, bro? I just seen Alex, the other Alex. When I'm
Number
expressing
3,
my issue with Shalon to Chantel's loyalty at the beginning, because their relationship did not progress, can kind of hold something. So now she could dislike Shalon because of what I'm expressing and venting. And we had to really learn, if we're gonna vent, we have to go handle that situation. We can't let our relationships cross over because it could cause tension. There's a lot of things you're gonna relearn. I used to get triggered because my wife, she would do new things and have new interests because Chantel would pull them out of her. That wasn't you. What are you doing?
Yes,
You know, when I would do that, that right there would make me have to understand myself. It wasn't her fault because I never tapped into that. That wasn't me to tap into. It took somebody else to tap into that to connect with. And that caused a lot of problems where you have to really understand yourself. And it makes you look at things different. And makes you understand who you are, where you stand on, understand that who they are, and the things that, you know, how they're gonna flow amongst each other. That's just from a throuple perspective. That's just light. I'm gonna leave right there because I want the others to speak. I'm gonna leave it light because there's depths. There's depths.
Nah, Alex is right.
Lion John, y'all up next. Talk to us about the dark side of it. What are some of the not so good times when it comes to being in a polyamorous relationship for you guys?
For us, so for me, and he probably has a totally different experience than I have, because like I said, we've mostly dated separately. But I'm very protective of this one right here. So I had to learn. First, I had to identify with why I was being so protective. And one day, you know, we got into it about it. And it's mainly when I see him dealing with people who are just kind of doing it just to do it. You know what I mean? Like they need some. He deals with a lot of women who just want some dick. I'm a be artist, and so for me, I'm
Keep
just
it real.
like, you know, this is, to me. If we're doing poly, I want you to connect with somebody. I don't want it to just be sex, but it's not about what I want. But also, if I know that we're, you know, in this together, I wanted you to be aware of it, because as a woman, as a bisexual woman, I can kind of sniff it out. But I had to learn to let go. Yeah, I had to learn to let go of that and kind of let him go through his own experiences and make his own decisions and make, his own conclusions about the people that he deals with. So whereas, it might end up being a situation that I thought it was going to be, instead of me saying, like, vocalizing that, like, you shouldn't do this because she's blah, 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 blah. I just kind of let him go through go through it and deal with it. And instead of at the end, like, I remember the very first time it happened, he was like, I know you're going to say I told you so. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not going to say that because I wouldn't want you to say that to me. I didn't. Right, you're tripping. I didn't. He wanted me to say it, but I didn't.
You may not have said those words, but you said it.
Whatever.
Hey, she said it.
Whatever, dude. But no, I might have said it in some different words, but it's all out of love, really. Just like not wanting and like, just because y'all know how it is. Y'all are all like poly. Dealing with people sometimes who are not poly can be a gamble. It's like rolling a dice. Like you really don't know why they're there. You know what I mean? And you can only hope for the best. You can only hope
and prepare for the worst.
Some people talk a good game.
What you say?
I was saying some people talk a good game when they want what they want for the moment. It's like it's all good. Yeah, I can do this. And then when reality sets in and you start, I don't want to say expectations, but your love language, I need things, and this is how you have to show up for me. They're just like, yeah, about that.
Or when they realize that it's like multiple relationships, like when you're in a throuple, it's not just that one relationship; it's 4 relationships, and you have to nurture all of them. And when you're like, oh well, I only have time for 1 or 2 of them, bitch, it's 4 of them. You gotta do all of them and none of them at all. You can't half-ass this shit. Come on.
And then you got to think about you because you got to come whole too. Nobody wants to be with somebody and you always moping around because you've been this person, and you always complain, I don't got time for myself. Nobody told you not to take time for yourself. If you're in a throuple,
you answered my question. Absolutely. Okay, there you go.
That's what it is. If you're in a throuple, not only do you have A and B are together, B and C together, A, B, C are together, but A, B, and C all have to cater to themselves first and come home and be happy when it comes down to it. Because
that's fucking miserable all the time. Oh my goodness! Because as a parent, you can't just show up at your house after a long day in a bad attitude. I mean, you can if you want to, but that's not great parenting. You have to show up for your kid and be happy to see them because it's a joyous time to be able to see your children after a long day at work. And when your kids, your partners, it can become a lot to show up for.
Businesses, work, family, friends.
I mean, I'm telling you, and this has like been part of my like questions. Like, there's so much more than just like the physical intimacy or the emotional intimacy behind it. I mean, because you have to cater to each person individually and make sure, and like you said, you have to cater to yourself as well. You had to make sure that you're okay. Like you can't walk into something half-assed, like you said. Like that's just, you're going to be ineffective, and you're always going to be wondering, like, well, why is this not working? Why is that not working? I want this lifestyle, but do you really want this lifestyle? Do you find people like in the community who say they are down for the poly, but they're really not?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I like to call that social media poly.
Yeah.
Because fucking is easy. Fucking the easy part, okay? Having this, figuring out that's the easy part. It's the other part that's
yeah. The sexual part of poly is easy. That's really easy. But when we start talking about emotions and intent and feelings and love language and all of the emotional maturity and the emotional intelligence side of poly, that's what scares a lot of motherfuckers away, because it's not just about sex. It's not just about how many women I can have at one time, or how many women I think I can have control over at one time. I don't like,
because we've seen that dark side. We've all seen the videos of that. One comes to mind, that ashy Negro who had them 2 women. They were just living all kinds of wrong. And it was so bothersome. And I was like, that can't be what poly is.
Yeah.
I I like to talk about the struggles that I've had
Sure.
being poly, because it adds a different level of transparency to what a lot of men go through, but a lot of men don't want to talk about the emotional side of shit. How
Oh,
you deal with insecurity, how you deal with jealousy. Like, me and my wife don't date together. So she has a boyfriend right now.
Mhm.
And I had to get over that shit. Like
Yeah, that's
I had to just
tough.
let it slide. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of times that I would put unnecessary energy into what the fuck she had going on. Why? Like, for what? If this is
Mm,
something that we agreed upon and she's enjoying herself, she's happy, all of it. Why do I feel some type of way? So
yeah.
then I have to really dig deep and find the what triggered the insecurities, and then that's when I got to start talking about my feelings and shit. I ain't never been I feel I'm sad, I'm unhappy type of brother. Like, the only emotion I understood was anger. Like, that was
Mm,
it, because that was
mm,
all that
this
I've
is
ever
good.
seen the men
This
in
is
my
good.
life show was anger. I
Yeah.
was in the military, so that, anger killed, what I'm saying, all of that shit. That's it. But when it comes time to start talking about your emotions, that's the hardest part of this shit. And
Wow.
honestly communicating those emotions and being able to trust people with your vulnerabilities as well.
Yes.
Like, it takes a lot. Like, I know for goddamn sure, if I ever have an issue, I could pick up the phone and call Ty any time of the night, and she gonna be there for me. Like I
What's up, Shiggy?
yeah, she gonna answer the phone, and if she don't, she gonna text me back and see what's going on. But to that level
This is
of
good.
intimacy between her and I, and we're friends.
Mm-hmm.
I
This is
trust her
good.
with my feelings. I
mm.
trust her. I trust her enough to be vulnerable, to know that she ain't gonna turn around and, one, tell nobody what we talking about, but try to use that shit against me.
Yeah.
So,
And
that we run
like
into
that.
that too, like, as men who wants to give somebody the opportunity to use your feelings against you.
Yeah.
Mhm,
That's
mhm,
why a
Not,
lot of men
not
don't talk,
mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
because we being too
women
soft.
too.
That's and I mean, shit, it's prevalent, especially in monogamous relationships.
Yes.
Just having your own emotions weaponized against you is more than enough reason to have somebody shut down, and then you wonder why, like, your man isn't as is emotionally unavailable.
Mhm.
We I, I I don't understand, the whole thing, especially from women being a little bit more emotional than men. They have this mindset that they want this emotionally available man, but when he is, it's just like, oh no, he's soft, or you're delicate and you
Right.
should be manning up. You shouldn't have this type of feeling or whatever. And I think one that stems from a childhood, like how our parents raised us. We have
Yes.
to break those generational curses there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, it's okay to cry. No, it's not okay to cry over
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing.
It's because we live in a culture of fucking dumbass savages.
Mm,
Everybody want to be a savage, and don't nobody want to feel nothing.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
it's and this the ability to feel, like, for real,
Sure.
having the ability to feel, to talk about my feelings with,
Yeah,
if I'm not talking about my feelings with my wife, I have the option to call my girlfriend about how I feel. If I
right.
don't
Yeah.
want to talk to her about it, I have the option to call Ty about how I feel. If I want
Sure.
to talk to Ty because I don't think she'll relate, I can call my brother Alex and we can talk about how I feel. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Just having
Sure.
those different avenues to talk about feelings, like this poly shit, really, I feel, has afforded me the opportunity to grow so much spiritually and mentally, because the man that I am today, I was not this nigga a year ago. I
Mm.
was not
I
this
love
in
that.
control
That part.
of my emotions and shit a year ago, because I would fly the fuck off the handle and
Yeah,
wouldn't give a fuck.
yeah.
I love
But
that.
now
I
I have
get
to
it.
take
Like,
time to think about shit.
mm,
Right. Right. And I'm loving this conversation, and I know that we're running low on time. One of the last questions to consider, um, the institution of family in this lifestyle. I heard a few of you touch upon having children. How does that impact the lifestyle? Do you educate them on what's happening? Do they just pick it up? What can you talk to that briefly?
So for me, my child was 6, turning 7 when we first introduced Polly to her. It was more so like she saw her come around. For me, I'm a very loving person, so I have lots of friends that come over, things like that. So it was never really something new for her. Even like my male friends, they come over and hang out. So she knows that mommy's not just has female friends. I have both. So when it came to the point of her like sleeping over, we definitely wanted to talk to my daughter about it. When we realized she's at an age where she's asking questions. She doesn't know everything, but she knows something. And I didn't want to leave her in the dark.
Sure.
So I asked her what she knew already, and she knew that mommy and daddy loved her. So it looked like that's what it was, and that we were obviously like she's over, she hangs out with us, it's our friend, but now it's okay, well, why is she here all the time? And it's like, well, you know how and I explained just like this. Some people they separate and they get somebody new. Me and Daddy didn't want to do that. We wanted to stay together and still accept somebody new into our relationship. So, and she's like, so she's kind of like my stepmom. And I'm like, you can look at it like that, because if how everything works out, that will be the technical term for it. But yes, she is in our family. And then my son, who's a year and a half, he was born into it. Like she was in the bed when he was conceived. So he's not going to know anything different.
Okay. Next.
We have Alex and I have 2 kids, and Dale and Eb have 5. So we are always doing stuff with the kids. Their kids are older, so they have talked to them about that already. My kids are younger; they're 9 and 10, about to be 10. So they see them here all the time. Actually, that was my son. If you play it back, you can see my son coming in here, and he was just in here messing with Dale. You know, talking junk to them, or like they'll see Ebony come through and they're like, Ebony, and they just love them. Like their kids are like, you know, they're long distance cousins or something. Like they go hang over there and it's like, can I go play with Ellie? Can I go? You know, my nephew likes to play with their oldest son Carmelo, so they like to hang out sometimes. And just having that, like a quick story, like I had to go away for like 3 weeks. I had to go help my cousin with my godson. She didn't have anybody, so she gave birth and she was by herself. So I went out there for 3 weeks, and that was November of last year. Of course, I missed Thanksgiving, and I was gone. You know, my household is just my husband and my kids here. So Ebony, of course, came over. She held it down. She did Genevieve's hair for me. For Thanksgiving, they all got together and they went over to Ebondale's house, and the kids had a blast. So I didn't feel like, you know, my family was just home by themselves, not doing it. They had the best time. My kids called me like, Mom, we had such a good time. We love going over there. And that is like the beautiful thing about being poly, is because although everybody thinks it's just sex and we're just, you know, orgies and this and third, no, it's a community. Like I don't have many people in Georgia. So I'm from New Jersey originally, and all of our families all over the place. They're Jersey, New York, Texas. Wow. So if something really, really went crazy and I had to like leave the kids for a little bit and I had to go run and do something, it would be them. They are our counterparts. Outside of a relationship, if I need anything, those are the people that I call. So if it's just a bad day, outside of just being in a relationship, I can call them. I can call Eddie, my friend. I can call Alice. I can call Shanice. I can call anybody. And having that outlet, being poly and having the community behind you is important. Our kids are not, just hidden under the rug and like in the closet somewhere when they come over. No, we're eating dinner as a family. We're going out. We took a long road trip to Florida, all of us, and celebrated my son and their daughter's birthday together. They're like a day apart. One is on the 20th, the other one is the 21st. So we do it together. And there is no, see, in those moments, there is no, like there's not sex. There's no, we're not making out in front of them. There's not none of that. In those moments, we're just 4 people who love each other, who care about each other. And these kids were just one big old family of friends and loved ones or whoever. And it's amazing. And our kids know that they have somebody to go to. Like as a parent, you need that outlet. Sometimes they may parent their children differently. That helps me to help me understand my kids and vice versa.
Yes, that part, because sometimes your children, like when you're parenting with just the other person, like, especially if you're a young parent, I had my first child at 19, so I knew a lot of the stuff because I was raised in the child care facility. I knew stuff, but I still would not have my own child. So parenting was a little bit different. And then learning wise, like if somebody's more in education and you're not, that only helps your child. Like that only gives your child more freedom. If you're like a more of a aggressive parenting style where like you yell a lot and that person's very calm, that can only bring peace to your child. Like, exactly. Like the kids need that. And yes, you can find it in other ways than being polyamory, like being around aunties, uncles more and things like that. So I'm not saying that it has to be this way, but just be open to your child learning from more than you, because it does take a village.
Absolutely.
Bomb, y'all, bomb.
Me and Kiera have a 13-year-old, and I think I told Kaylin, I think she may have been 7. Like I just had a random conversation with her when she was 7. And she has met a couple of my she's met my last girlfriend. If I'm on the phone with anybody, I'm not hiding the phone. Like it ain't oh shit, my child coming, let me put my phone up. It ain't none of that shit. If I'm in the car and I'm on the phone with my girlfriend, so fucking what? They ain't like we ain't talking about nothing crazy. Hell, we was in the car the other day and she was like, so y'all just sit on the phone and not talk to each other. I was like, we on the phone all day. We don't really got to talk to each other, you know.
Yeah.
Here right now. We just here right now.
Yeah.
And for her to be able to see how dad is with another woman, but that don't take away how dad is with mom and all of that shit. I don't have to hide my love for anybody. She knows it, she sees it, and if she got a question, then cool. Like we got a TV show coming out. We finna start shooting soon. She don't want to be on the TV show, so that's cool too. Like that's her prerogative, but she know about it. She know what it is that we got going on. So
can't wait to see it.
Man, this was highly educational, highly eye-opening,
the best,
and so refreshing to have you all on. Every last one of you guys have been amazing, informative, honest, transparent. I mean, funny, loving, and really bringing the light to the shadow, or the misconceptions of what of what this lifestyle is like, and it's. Man, I'm excited.
I'm just overwhelmed with gratitude. Like this, honestly, to all of the people that are watching, to all of the people that will listen in the morning, this really started with just a DM. It really started with a DM. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm just F it. I'm going to just send it and see what happens, and just everybody's willingness. I know John and La, they're like family to me. So for me to ask them and for their willingness, for everyone's willingness, this is not something that is easy to talk about. Some people get uncomfortable. Some people just aren't ready to talk about it yet. But the fact that you all were, and y'all came with guns a-blazing. This is what it is. This is who we are. And we're unapologetic about it. I love that unapologetic spirit, because if you live in your truth, that's where happiness comes from. I love who I am. I'm not going to hide who I am. I do what I do, and I do it because I feel like it.
Exactly.
And that's that.
Exactly.
So, the fact that you're shedding light on something that people can be so ignorant about. No, poly is not just about people having sex all day, every day with multiple people. You heard it here first. Now that you've heard this, educate others. Who knows? You all may want to be poly yourselves.
You never know. So that leads me to my last question. What is some advice that you would give to someone who is struggling with the idea of maybe I'm poly, maybe I'm non-monogamous, maybe I want to have a bigger love set?
Can you be honest with yourself first?
Amen.
Check your intentions. Check the reason why you want to do it. If you just trying to do it this is for the fellas out there. If you just trying to do it because you think adding women to your life is gonna make it easier, it's not. It's fucking.
Stressful.
I was telling my girlfriend today. I was just like, Lord, one of y'all is.
No, seriously. I know I'm stressful.
Good Lord, like,
My husband's the
No,
real
you're not.
MVP.
No,
Shout out to my husband. Whew.
Heal yourself first. Learn your love language. Learn how you want to be loved, and be open to be receiving to other people. Because there's gonna be some things that traditional conversations that people look at like, "Damn, you allowed to say that to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She had to say that, and I had to hear it that way, or he had to say that. I had to hear it that way. Stop being so butthurt about people coming to you and telling you how they feel. Accept it, receive it, fix whatever the hell you're gonna fix. But definitely, before you go into any type of relationship, non-monogamy, monogamous, poly, heal yourself first and figure out what the hell you want.
Yes.
Amen. John?
I think you got to be honest. The same thing everybody else said too, but you got to be honest. You got to be intentional, and you got to communicate. A lot of people think that communicating is just being able to talk. Communication is a two-way street. You got to be able to talk, and you got to be able to listen. You got to be able to have them tough talks.
Comprehend.
Going back to your last question about the dark stuff, pretty much I say like 99% of the dark, bad stuff that we've been through is because we stopped communicating. It's not just every other day, 5 out of 7 days. It's every day of the week. You got to communicate. It's
multiple times a day.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta be open to being vulnerable. That's key.
Oof, yes.
And Alex?
The one thing I want to say about coming into this lifestyle, right, is keep an open mind. Like I said at the beginning of my relationship, well, first of all, at the beginning of my relationship, we were monogamous. Let me go all the way for that for 17 years, right? And then we made the decision to alter our relationship into a polyamorous relationship or poly relationship, non-monogamous relationship. And through that, we started it at a triad. And when they weren't connecting because their individual relationship, we altered it into a V situation, also be considered a polygynous situation. So always understand you can fall in love with the idea and try to play out the plan of how it's going to be, but just keep an open mind that things may not go how you expect.
Yes.
Now, if you want to sit there and understand that this is your life partner, not just your girlfriend, wife, or husband and boyfriend, but this is your life general partner. You know what I mean? This is who, when I reach that deathbed, is going to be by my side because I genuinely love them for every piece and part of them, not just bits and pieces that I favor. To understand, work with them, communicate, understand who they are, understand who you are, and how you believe things are going to flow. Because as we grow and we evolve, our choices change. We grow as individuals. We tap into different things with each other. So keep that open mind as you go through love, as you go through your relationship. That's the only know I'm key. And keep it healthy. In the day, you don't want to be a prisoner in the basement because you want to commit to a relationship that's not for you. You see that a lot.
Be honest with yourself.
I'm leaving on that note. I'm not and understand what the panel is. To understand what the panel is. The panel is not so the panel is not so pro poly that we're anti-monogamous.
No.
We're pro healthy relationships.
That
We're
part.
pro monogamous. We're pro poly. We're pro whatever the fuck you want to do. Just make sure you have a smile on your face.
And you're being true to you.
And thank y'all for having us.
No,
Yes.
thank you all. Thank you all. I don't think you really realize, like, we really were like, how can we push the envelope this season? Because we super vanilla linear. Like I said, you know what? Love is not linear. We need to really explore some topics that people are free to talk about, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
I couldn't take the ignorance. We don't allow ignorance in our space.
Right.
In certain areas, there's some ignorance and people don't understand. So it's like, why we have to use our platform to educate. We have to. And if that means on a Thursday night at 7:30, we invite some beautiful and handsome poly people on to talk about it, we're going to do that. So thank you all for taking the invitation and just being authentic and true to what we asked.
Because it showed. I mean, it came through. Thank you.
Thank you for having us for sure.
Can we ask
Everybody go follow our page, Hippie Nips.
Yeah, so we're getting there, John.
Yes,
so
right.
To our listeners, we asked them before, is there anything that's off limits? And they were like, no. They're like, ask away. So thank you all for being willing to go there. And no matter how deep it got, no matter how shallow, y'all were with us. And so we thank you. We love y'all. It's genuine. It's real. Just thank you so much. So take this time now. We want each and every one of you to shamelessly, not even shamelessly, plug yourself, plug your page, plug your brand. When this show is over, can you DM the page any logos, any pages so that we can share them with our people?
Absolutely. I got a lot. We have a lot, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. My page is pretty_tie_ATL. And we have polysexycool at polysexycool on all the platforms.
I like that.
At date_squad. Just like how it sounds, DATE_squad. And anybody who's interested in any poly events, we have My Chocolate Events. That's Ebony's event company where she's throwing poly events, but just events, period. Not always catered to the poly world, but we have events coming up. We have a cookout coming up actually in October, along with the Boo Bash, October 23rd and 24th. Also, Polypalooza. We have Polypalooza. Last year it was here in Atlanta. Polypalooza is going to be in Houston this year, and it's basically 2 to 3 days of fun. It's actually 3 different activities. So last year we had a boat party, we had a field day, and then we had a poly prom or a poly gala. And this is just something that we threw out there because we definitely didn't have those outlets. We want to be able to network with people. Ebony, his events are her thing. So she's like, how do we do it and incorporate people and mix and mingle, and it's all inclusive. So like I said, this year it'll be in Houston the weekend of May 21st. So definitely come out, purchase your tickets when they're on sale. They'll probably be on sale around December time. Yeah,
and
then
drop the link to us too when you do, so that
absolutely. I'm gonna give you guys all the information, and then Jemmy Jewels. So if you guys are interested in crystal jewelry, like right now we're working on the lock charms and waist beads and bracelets. Alex, actually, I think you might have one on right now.
Yeah, you got a lot of compliments in the comments, so yeah, definitely drop your stuff.
Thank you. And then polyamorous jewelry as well. So we have the the Pandora like bracelets. And then the any kind of jewelry. We have a lot of stuff that's coming soon. So I know I had a lot. I'm not going to take up all the time, but I thank you guys for having us on. And we appreciate you. But for sure, check out Polypalooza when it comes through, because you guys are going to be amazed at all the people that you can meet, all the different information. And we plan on taking this. You see how the Bonner brothers have like the hair locked down. I mean, look out for Polypalooza to be everywhere. We're going to have seminars.
I am plugging it.
Love it.
So
Love it.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Lon John, go.
My sex page, Hippie Nymphs. It's HIPPIE Nymphs NYHMPS. Wait.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Sorry. It's been a
Got
long
it.
day. NYMPHS. Hippie Nymphs.
Got it.
Okay.
I don't have a sex page, but you can follow me on Instagram at King_Jigsaw06. I run a trucking business, so if y'all trying to get in the trucking, hit me up.
Yes, sir. Yes, plug it.
Absolutely.
Get y'all
Awesome.
in here.
Cool beans. Mr. Ruff, what's good, baby?
You can find me and my wife at Rough Talk 247. That's Instagram. We have podcasts out there wherever you listen to podcasts. Facebook, YouTube is Rough Talk 247. The Boo Bash is October 23rd in Douglasville, Georgia. Open bar, free food, tickets.
Oh shit, I'm coming.
Where are y'all?
Douglasville, Georgia. It's
Mama
right
Doug-
outside Atlanta.
Get on Southwest.
It's gonna be lit, man. Polysexy Cool Day Squad. Alex and his crew is gonna be there. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be crazy.
I can tell.
And I kind of hit on it earlier, but we are in the process of shooting our own reality show called Rough Love. We will start shooting soon, and an episode of that will actually be shot at the Boo Bash. So you come to the Boo Bash, you'll be on TV. My personal
my makeup artist
is From Nothing to King. That's FRMNTHNG, the number 2 King.
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
Oh, I cannot wait. That is so bomb.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn, baby.
I'm on the screen. Okay. Well, I'm Shanice, Shani V, SHANIIV.com. You can find everything there. I have a tantric healing course that's out to align those chakras within. That's for males and females. I'm in school right now for my sexology certificate, so that's my field. I'm a licensed esthetician, so if you're in Florida, South Florida, come get facials, lashes, body contouring, all that good stuff from me.
DM all the info. Can't wait.
Yes, and that's about it. Everything you can find on my site, so I'll keep it short and simple. But the purest form of beauty is love.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. All right.
All right, so I'm Alex from Porter Family. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Porter Family. I drop a little education on there, drop a little shows. I also bring other families from the poly community on there to share their story. Best way to connect is actually bringing everybody to the forefront to connect. I mean, to share their story, right? Their life, their choice, everything, because we are all diverse. We all live different. Also, I got the Porter House. The beautiful people from the panel join me on the Porter House podcast, and we hit ethical non-monogamy topics, because it is different ways of actually love, connect, and have relationships, healthy relationships overall, right? And also make sure you hit the panel enm.com, because we do have a newsletter on there that's going to keep you up to date of any non-monogamous situations going on. If it's events, if it's advice, if it's just something actually really put out there and you just want to tap into. We got Shanice's chakra courses. We have the Ruff's event coming up with the Boo Bash. We also have Polysexy Cool's big ass barbecue. I do believe that's what it's called. Correct me if I am wrong. We are going to be in the building. And we also have a spot where all different podcasters from the community are on there to get those educations. Because again, like the one thing that I told you at the beginning, I don't want to speak from every perspective, from every relationship in poly, because I don't know. I can tell you about thruples. I can't tell you about quads. I can't tell you about solo. I can't tell you really about polyandry. I don't date multiple men. How the fuck am I going to say that? So really gain this education. And at the end of the day, that's the one-stop hub that you want to really reach into, because when you navigate through poly, it's going to be challenging, but it's not going to be as challenging as long as you have the tools for it. Tap in with us. That's what we're here for. Coaches, mentors, guidance to actually get you the information that's needed to have a successful relationship, healthy relationship. I got to tap in on that. I'm about healthy relationships. And I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for bringing us on the dating university. This is fun. We got this
so much fun. This is so much fun.
Man, listen, please, everybody that's on the panel, please do not forget to DM us some kind of way. Either Facebook or Instagram, or, you know what I'm saying? Just DM everything that you have going on. We're going to make a dedicated post that's going to have all of your links on there. So all of our listeners, all of our fans, all of our watchers, all of our daters can go and participate and patronage your businesses, because we are also about expanding and in entrepreneurship and supporting especially Black businesses. We have nothing against any other culture, business. We have nothing against that, but we are going to push for our Black-owned businesses.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Dating University. I'm your co-host, Professor Charles, along with my beautiful co-host, Professor Brittany.
You're so sweet.
And we have this was an amazing show. I think every last one of you guys, even the ones who came and popped up and just showed their face, like I love it. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all are welcome here at Dating University
anytime.
You got
look. The people want you back already. I'm getting texts to my phone like, bring them back next week, the week after that. So I guess they don't want us, Charles. So
no, we're passe now.
We're boring.
Look, next time I got a few other members that y'all got to bring on. I got a sex educator that can go into depths of things. I got also Marjani Lane that actually is really a pillar in the community that she can really drop things. She's in a polyandrous relationship. She has multiple males.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just we can go into depths. How far do y'all want to go? That's the question.
How far all the way to the end? All the way to the end? There's no end.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
My phone is blowing up. I can't take it no more.
Right. I love y'all so much.
Thank you so much.
Just met, but I love y'all. I love each and
we love you too.
Love. So we love y'all too.
For real.
Yes. So good to see you all. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in when you do. To our viewers that watch us, thank you for watching with us as always. We love you. Do your homework and share this page. Share. Share.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. We up out of here because
All right, y'all.
man, I'm full. Like
Right.
I'm just full.
Seriously. I'm about to go talk to my husband and see what he trying to say. He gonna say, "Don't get no bread out of you, Brett."
You gotta let us
Don't
know.
get in no trouble now.
Right.
Don't
Well,
get in
Barry,
no trouble now.
Let us know.
Barry, you know, I've been thinking. I've been thinking, Barry.
Right.
I've been thinking.
Hey, the
no
Boo Bash
shit.
is not just for poly people.
Oh, I
either.
know. We got it.
Just to throw that
Shit.
out there. Y'all
Yeah.
come and we gonna turn up. We gonna turn. It's a costume party too.
Oh yes, dress
So,
up.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a costume
brother.
party too.
Dress up. We going in.
Definitely. Yeah, we going.
I already
It's
know what
gonna be
I'm
live.
gonna be.
It's gonna be
So
live.
it'll be a
Ooh.
good time.
All right.
Listen.
Yeah, once again, you've been listening to Dayton University. I'm your co-host, Professor Charles, along with Professor Brittany. We
Yes.
thank y'all. We'll catch y'all next Thursday, 7:30 Eastern time. I'm telling you, man, listen, we are doing it big this season, and we can't wait to see how far we can go. And it's only up to you because you help us grow. We love y'all so much.
We
Thank
love
you.
y'all. Good night.
Right. Professor Charles, you have a voice. You have a radio voice.
He does, doesn't he?
Thanks.
Thank you.
You are not rocking with the smooth.
Thank y'all so
sound.
much. I really do appreciate this. We gotta do it one more
If y'all
time.
need some voiceover work, you know what I'm saying? Hit your boy
Look,
up. Yeah,
if you
man.
if you close your eyes, like you may get a little moist when you hear his voice.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
It's one of those
I don't
voices.
know about all that now.
right. Feel me out?
I always seem to take it there, but you know.
Why not? Get us on your After Dark show. That's the show we want to be on, okay?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
The last time
After show.
it got real. It got
Yeah,
real.
let
Like
me know.
we wear lingerie and we have the red light and we go naked. We be
Yeah, we
naked.
go all the way.
It's a lingerie for that one. Okay, let me know.
We be like naked. We be getting it in.
I'm not gonna get naked, but I'm down for the.
You don't have to. You don't have
For
to.
the, I'm down for the after dark. Let me know. I can get everybody on that.
Yes,
we can really
after
hit the
dark would be
topic.
so much fun because we talked about pegging and we talked about the biphobia and how some men are like, no, it's gay when you peg, and I'm like, how's it gay if I'm doing it?
See, and that's the importance, right? And that
Brittany, I like that.
and that's the importance that look, bring us. Yeah, I'm ready for this topic because I want to talk about the peg. Well, first of all, I'm not getting pegged, but I just want to talk about that. It's respect for those that enjoy that, and also I'm still trying to figure out. Is it a threesome or am I getting trained?
We talked about that on the show too. I can't take no
Am
more.
I getting reverse gangbang?
You getting trained, bro.
If it's three people, it's a threesome. Doesn't matter.
That part.
If it's three people doing something, it's a threesome.
If you want to say that you're getting trained and you getting trained,
go ahead. Just say it. It's a threesome.
I just want to know. I'm gonna put all three. I like reverse gangbang. I like to get trained, and I like threesomes.
It's all the same thing. It's like saying like chicken. It's the same thing.
Exactly. And in the back, you're gonna say, just violate me. Just violate me. Shit. Use me how you want.
You had to put that on the shirt.
Violate me. Y'all are definitely invited to DU after dark. It gets real risque. It gets risque on DU.
Oh yeah, we're definitely down. So let us know.
It gets risque.
We'll definitely send y'all an invite.
Yes, I follow you on IG, so.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go love on my 3. So
yes,
love y'all. Bye.
I love y'all so much, man. Thank y'all.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, man. So bomb.